What's good, people? If you've seen the title of the video, you know what this video is about. It's about the physique to greatness beef that's going on lately. And if you're wondering why the video is late, it's purely because I wasn't going to do a video on it, but so many people were Snapchatting me about it and talking to me about it, and then I was having the same conversation like 50 times over, and then someone just wrote a comment in the subscriber box saying, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and it may even help you sub. So I was like, you know what? Might as well, man. I don't know if we do this viral shit, but let's just go into it. Basically, I've watched all 3 of the videos now, and I'll give you in order of when I watched them. When I watched Chris's very first one, when he kind of mentioned Vince is back in the videos, when he did say, like, if you did this in the first place, I did think it was a bit of a jab, to be honest, in my honest opinion. Throughout this whole video, I'm going to try and do a what's called objective opinion, but to be honest, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know. Before that video, we didn't know that they had actually have spoke face to face and actually have issues, but I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought it's technically telling the truth. It just was a little bit of a low blow. But I didn't, in my wildest dreams, expect Vince to come out with a long ass video as he did talking about it. But I will say, in Vince's video, to be honest, I think what he said was obviously his story, his version of the story. But he wasn't disrespectful, unlike the third video which Chris made, which was a response to it. I think Vince may have said his story and this, that and the other, of how he sees it, how it went on. Which I think some elements, to be honest, we can all kind of hopefully agree that some elements do sound that they could be plausible, but he was kind of respectful. Like, he didn't ever call Chris a bitch or kind of insult him. He just kind of said, oh, I feel like he's been pulling away from me, which I could say that could be fairly true, but when you ain't grafting, what else do you expect the man to do? But this is one, when he came back, fair enough, he was angry and hot tempered when he made the video, but I think it was highly disrespectful considering that he claims that Vince is his boy. Like, that kind of response to something that I'd probably say to someone that's probably like a colleague that I don't really class as a friend. If you ain't grafting, you're meant to be my partner or my colleague, I'll probably talk to you like that because that's how my demeanor is. But if it was my friend and it's on a public platform as the YouTube is, I wouldn't speak like that. Like, obviously everyone has arguments with their friends, and it does get heated sometimes, but when you're on a public platform like that, as big as YouTube, especially as big as their channel is, and the amount of following, and you already know the situation that a lot of people dislike Vince, I think to kind of disrespect him and kind of insult him and kind of make jokes about him on such a public platform, even when you're angry, I think it's kind of disrespectful for someone that you class as a friend. But that's just my opinion. Obviously everyone has the freedom to react how they want to certain information. Like, he reacted how he wanted to react, so we can't say tell him to act any different. But I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I would have handled that differently if it was me. But it's one of those things though, you can see kind of faults in both areas. You can see that Vince obviously just slacked for like 2 years purely because he didn't have all the hate he was getting. Obviously it was a lot for him to handle, and obviously had relationship drama and all that stuff as well. But when it comes to business, to be honest, you can't take 2 years off of relationships or anything like that, to be honest. It just and expect the same cut anyway. If you're gonna take time off, you gotta kind of renegotiate the contract. But in general, obviously, that's Vince's kind of section. He kind of slacked and he was scared of hate. Chris, obviously, you can see that he is the talent which everyone comes to Physique to Greatness for. Let's just speak facts. Most people come to the channel for Chris. Most people stay because of Chris, and he is what makes Physique to Greatness what Physique to Greatness is. But I still like seeing both of them. Like, when I used to watch their videos all the time back when I was in uni and just started getting my own job, I used to finish uni every day or work and go home and hope they had a video out because they were entertaining to watch together. I liked watching their videos, so it's a shame that it's come to literally YouTube to like kind of break up their friendship. So hopefully they can kind of become friends again, because that's not what you want, like YouTube to kind of break you up. Obviously I've seen other people's videos towards this already as well. Like, I saw Jerry from Bio S3, is it? I saw his response about Vince, and it's funny though because he said he thought Vince is awkward. Obviously everyone thinks that, awkward nerd. But he said that he thought Vince was disrespectful to him and stuff like that, which is weird because when I met Vince at Body Power in the UK, I didn't know what to expect. It's my first ever Body Power. I wasn't sure how you're supposed to interact with these YouTubers, and I approached Vince because, to be honest, it was 2014 Body Power. There was no one queuing up to see Vince, so I was able to walk up to him on 2 different occasions, so on the Saturday and the Sunday, and he was more than like personable, to be honest. Like, I planned on just saying, oh hi, I watch your channel, shake a hand, take a picture and leave, but he ended up conversating with me. He was like really cool. He was like, oh, so how long have you been watching the channel for? I'm going to quiz you. What was the first video you watched? Let me check that you're real POG, so blah blah blah. And he was funny and he was cool, so which surprised me at the time, because I thought he was going to really be awkward and just be kind of reserved, because when I saw him standing over there, not many people approaching him, I thought he was going to be like, oh, here you go. But he wasn't. He was very nice. So it's funny that Jerry's interaction with him was totally different to when I met him. Obviously I'm a subscriber meeting, he may not have known Jerry, or maybe he did, who knows, but it's just a totally different opinion. And also I saw Jason Blahard's video, and he had some good points in the sense that he said, realistically, for the kind of money you get, you just try and buck up about the hate, and just kind of for 6 figures, trust me, you should be able to like hack it. But realistically, none of us know what it's like to get hate on that sort of level, like for 4 years. Like Chris mentioned getting hated on for, like when he quit the show, and they're calling him Nigger Jones and Quit Jones. Yeah, he did for like 2 months. 2 months is nothing in comparison to 4 years, if we're gonna be real. Like, me personally, this YouTube channel, I can get 30 good comments, 1 bad comment, literally, I'll be focusing on the 1 bad comment, and it's bad that our brains kind of act that way, but it's true. Like, all that good positive feedback, you get loads and loads of it. It's that 1 comment that sticks out, and you're like, what did I do to you? So you know what I'm saying? So to get that by the thousands and thousands is a lot for anybody. So him taking a break, you can't really fault him for it, but it's the duration of the break which is the bad bit of it, in my opinion. And yeah, so basically that's it. Like, the duration of his break was not allowed. Obviously we don't know what other things have come behind the scenes and what other issues they've had, but from what we've seen, it just shows that Chris has been grafted and Vince has been off because of hate in relationships. But in business, you can't like have that as an excuse as to why. And some of you will probably say, oh, well, without the channel, without Vince, sorry, POG would have never started, which is true. But without Chris Jones, the channel would never be to where it is today. So it's kind of like they both cancel out. So both arguments there, you can just equal them out. Like, Vince may have suggested the channel, made Chris do it, but Vince is what's made it what it is today. No one's really most people, sorry, aren't coming to the channel to see Vince. And if they are, they're coming just to dislike the video. Because even if he makes a great video, people will dislike it because he's a little bit awkward. Which is ironic, because the video which he did against Chris was a very not awkward video. It was very, he was like personable, but it was very like, it was watchable. But yeah, man, so it's just crazy. One thing I will say is though, there's no way, like, Chris is a better man than me, there's no way in hell I would give any motherfucker 6 figures for doing, like, when I'm doing 90% of the work, or damn near 99. No way at all, like, for reals. I would have done anything. I would have done a 50 cent, claim bankruptcy. I would have done anything not to pay that motherfucker six motherfucking figures, like 100,000, to like, when you ain't doing nothing, like. And even if it was the other way around and I was the person not doing anything, I personally think I'd feel bad. I'd say, to be honest, fam, I know I've been sleeping right now. Until I'm back on my grind, I think we should renegotiate the percentage, and then once I get back making videos and I'm in a better place again, then we can talk about it again and renegotiate again. Not saying to go back to 50, but I'm saying at least like just to basically there should have been some renegotiation of the process, because there's no way I could expect to get 50% of the money when I'm doing like 2% of the work, because Chris done learn how to do editing and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I think he should have done. If he had done that, Chris probably would feel better knowing that he hasn't got to pay this motherfucker as much when he ain't do anything. Because the thing that made it worse that Chris said is that the stuff's in his name. So when you have to go to your account or whatever and physically like see the amount and cut the check to Vince, you're literally seeing the money go and you're thinking, I could use this on this, that and the other, because he's not doing anything, which over time will end up getting you more pent up anger, and it will build up, to be honest. If it was an automatic process, Chris probably wouldn't get as angry, but when every month you see that money coming out and you're like, he ain't done this, that and the other this month and I'm giving him this much money, you can't fault anybody. That will get to any single person. But it's funny, man, I keep saying that this whole beef here is literally like Drake versus Meek Mill for the fitness industry. I've tweeted it, I've said it on a comment, because it's really true. Like, it's got everybody buzzing, everyone's talking about it. Like, this totally overshadowed the legends of mistakes, like Matt August and Chris Lovato. Like, their one, I only realized that happened when I read the comments of one of the POG videos. So that's my kind of that's my kind of take on it. This video is a lot longer than I expected to do, but basically, I just want to say, what do you subscribers think of the situation, and try and make it constructive. Don't just drop below in the comments, say fuck Vince or fuck Chris. I want to actually know what you guys really think of the situation. And if you could basically, at the end of your comment, write hashtag Team Vince if you're Team Vince, or hashtag Team Chris if you're Chris Jones, and hashtag POG if you just don't want the motherfuckers to break up and you can't decide between the both of them. I'm gonna say I'm strictly hashtag POG. Like, the channel was great when I was coming up. When I first got into fitness, I used to love watching their videos, so I can see faults on both sides, so I'm not gonna pick sides. Not that my opinion means matters, because to be honest, most opinions don't matter, but it's whether people that are supporting them. So, you know what I mean, maybe they watch this video and they may see some of our points, maybe not. At the end of the day, it's our way of showing love or our opinions on the situation. So thanks for watching the video. So nobody, you ain't got to Snapchat me now talking about what do you think in a situation. And there's another reason why I wasn't going to make the video, because it's kind of ironic in a sense. So man, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know below what you guys think. I'm gone because I think that's my little brother coming. I'm going to take him to basketball because I'm a big bro. Stay getting gains. I'm out.
When I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. Yeah, but it's weighing heavy on my conscience.